Finding a family. Information. Name, Peyton Perkins. Class, Miss Ingram. Grade, 3rd grade. This story is dedicated to the Hyde family, Chloe, Casey, Steven, Ben, Max, and Simon, for making an amazing story. Thank you. There's an amazing family with 3 boys, Ben, Max, and Simon, and then the mom and dad, Casey and Steven. The mom, Casey, always wanted to adopt a little girl. All of her kids were now older and going off to college, so she thought it was a great time to add to their family. Casey really wanted to share all this extra love she had with this little girl. Casey and Steven lived on a big farm with a lot of animals and a lot of space to share. They thought it was a great place for kids to grow up. Casey knew that she would be able to provide for this little girl that she didn't even know yet, with everything she would need. I knew that Casey would be a great mom to this little girl. When Casey decided to adopt, she looked for places that had children who needed homes. She saw an amazing little girl in China named Chloe, but Chloe was different. And yes, I know everyone is different. I know that. But Chloe is different because she would need to have a lot of surgeries throughout her life to help her get healthier. So maybe you're wondering why Casey would choose her. It's because Casey knew she could handle the medical care and surgeries that she would need. Casey saw a video of Chloe and saw a perfect little girl with a fun and positive attitude. Chloe's personality was fun and excited, and she knew that Chloe was meant to be a part of her family. Casey and Steven had to apply to adopt Chloe. They were so nervous because there was a chance they would not get to adopt her. They waited patiently and they were so nervous. They finally got the news that Chloe would be their child. They were so happy and excited, but the process of adopting would take a long process. It would take almost a year before they would get to see her in person. When the time came, they were headed to China to pick up their daughter. Casey was over the moon excited. I would be too. I was excited for them, but Casey and Steven were scared too. Maybe Chloe wouldn't be happy to leave where she was living. Then Casey and Steven got to China. They went to the place that Chloe was living. They waited anxiously in a room until a lady brought Chloe in. They were sitting on the floor and opened up their arms to Chloe as she walked towards them. Chloe had just turned 4 and she was so little. They were used to their big sons. Chloe walked forward and gave them a big hug, and it was the sweetest thing in the world. They were a perfect match. Casey knew at that moment that they were all going to have the best life on the farm together. Chloe was a miracle for this family. Casey and Steven were so excited to have Chloe with them now, and couldn't wait to share all their pictures with their family back home. They were overjoyed with their daughter. They even created a YouTube video to show the next couple of days in China with their daughter. They were so cute together. They stayed at a hotel and played so they could get to know each other. Casey just kept thinking how grateful she was. I bet it would be so fun to meet your new daughter and get to play with her for the first time. It's not every day you get to spend the day in China with your new daughter and get to see all these amazing things. They just love being together. So the next day they had to travel to a different city in China to make the adoption official. Chloe would now legally be their daughter. Casey and Steven knew that they had done something great by adopting someone who needed a home. But they also knew that they're getting something so amazing from adopting, and that this is what they were meant to do. The new family went around the city and had a lot of fun together, enjoying each other's company. What a great moment for each of them to be going through such a stressful adoption process together, exploring the city and each other, knowing that this process will be will change everyone's lives forever. That is my favorite part of the story, knowing that Casey, Stephen, Ben, Max, and Simon's lives will be changed not for more than Chloe's, and they are creating a family forever. They were finally able to fly back home where they would get to introduce Chloe to the rest of the family. Everyone was waiting for them at the airport. Her big brothers waited with excitement. A sister in the house was definitely going to be different for them. Everyone in the house was definitely going to be different for them. Everyone was so excited and joyful. Chloe was a little shy at first. She had never met these people in her life, and everyone knew that it would take some time for her to warm up to them. They saw how extremely lovable Chloe was. They were so excited to take Chloe home to the farm and start new adventures with her. Welcome home, Chloe. Chloe and the whole family got home, and everyone was just so happy and excited and full of smiles. Chloe was, of course, a little overwhelmed with everything. One of the first things she was greeted with at the door was 8 dogs who were curious about her as well. The 4 dogs were just at the beginning. Chloe would find out the next day that this new home came with a bunch of animals. Chloe was shy at first, learning about her new home and family. It was a lot to take in. This really only lasted about a week or so, as it is such a great place to live, and what a fun family to be a part of. So 2 weeks had passed and Chloe felt at home. It was amazing how after searching and working for 2 years, their prayers were answered. They had a daughter they had been looking for. It was perfect. Not only did Chloe have a mom and dad and 3 brothers who adored her, but she now had dogs, chickens, cows, goats, cats, pigs, and horses that she could now love. This farm was amazing. Casey couldn't wait to get Chloe on a horse with her. Luckily, Chloe became very comfortable with all these animals. Casey couldn't wait to get her to ride a horse with her. Okay, Chloe started to feel more comfortable every day. Everyone was getting along. It was such a fun time for all of them. Casey and Stephen were so happy, and they knew that she would live the best life with them as parents and being able to grow up on the farm. Every day, Chloe got to see and care for all the horses, chickens, pigs, cows, and goats, and the dogs and cats, of course. Oh, chicken. Okay. Chloe was having a blast with her new family. Everyone was so happy being able to play with all of their animals and getting to ride the horses with her new mom. It was such a fun time. Each member of the family was so happy that she was one that they choose to be their sister. They all loved her so much. So just imagine living on a farm, a big farm with all these animals. Chloe had so much she could explore at her new home. She loved helping Casey and the boys with their daily chores around the farm. Feeding the horses was a little intimidating at first, but it didn't take long before Chloe was begging to visit the horses again. Chloe started riding on a pony Cupcake that was all her own. She would ride her bike up and down the horse stalls while her mom fed and washed the horses. Most kids walk dogs. Chloe got to walk horses. She loved it. Another one of Chloe's favorite things to do was ride the playground slide with the baby goats. Can you imagine anything cuter than that? Okay. Growing up is hard. Just imagine moving into a new country, learning new language, getting scary medical procedures, and meeting your new family. It was a lot to deal with, and sometimes Casey and Steven had to work with Chloe so that she could understand that even with all the fun, there were still rules to be understood, and that even to be followed, and that when everyone followed the rules, they would be all happy. Not everyone is perfect, but that's what makes Casey and Steven such great parents. They're all able to work with Chloe in a way that she understands her new role in the family. Over the next few months, Casey recorded all the different milestones Chloe had and shared videos for the rest of the family to see. Everyone got to see all the fun the family was having, their sweet new addition. Some of the favorite moments when they would all gather in the living room for some karaoke. This was so fun and great way to start teaching Chloe how to speak English. Another favorite was when her brothers would do what they call workouts with Chloe. They would teach her how to do things like push-ups and sit-ups, and it was the cutest thing to watch. As months went by, Chloe felt right at home. She was comfortable with the daily routines of living on the farm. She loved riding horses with her mom and eventually started riding on her own horses. Being able to grow up on the farm is such a great treat. Chloe had so much space to explore and time to learn about different animals and what it takes to take care for them. Casey and Steven had created a great home with that was just missing something, and turns out that Chloe was the missing puzzle piece. Chloe's such a great addition, bringing her positive attitude and spirited nature to this great family. Chloe is born with what is called a cleft palate, which is commonly a deformity that requires a few surgeries to fix. This is the care that Casey and Steven knew that they could provide for her as being an orphan in China. She would not have been able to get it fixed. Soon after moving into her new home, she began seeing the doctors who would help her through the surgeries. It was scary. It is a scary thing to do, but even though she was nervous, her first surgery was scheduled and it was a success. Even though she isn't finished with the whole process, with just this first surgery, she's able to talk and eat much easier, and it is learning how to whistle. She is so brave. So maybe you're wondering how I know all about Chloe's new adventures with her new family. Well, it's because I am her cousin. From the moment I saw a video of her before her official adoption, I loved her. I saw an adorable little girl with such a fun and positive personality that I couldn't wait to meet. I loved her so much. I couldn't wait to meet her. I begged my mom for us to go visit. Finally, one morning, we woke up super early to drive 7 hours to go see her. After having seen all of the videos that Casey had made of Chloe's progress, I was super excited to finally get to meet her in person. It is a 5-hour drive for us to make it to Chloe's new home. And just before we got there, we ran into a huge traffic jam. We couldn't move anywhere. It was just so frustrating. After all this time and all the excitement, I was so close, but still had to wait. The traffic jam added an hour and a half to our drive, so after almost 7 hours later, we finally got to their house. The car pulled up to their house, and I jumped out of the car saying, "There she is! There she is!" Everyone was so happy to see her, but we were careful not to scare her, as we were still strangers to her, But that didn't last long. I was the most excited, and she took my hand and we started playing right away. I knew right away that I already loved her. Okay. I could not wait when I met her in person. It was like I already knew her. I had seen all the videos of her videos her mom had posted. We had even video chatted before. It was so inspiring inspiring to me to see this little girl that had moved to a new country, had already one of her necessary surgeries, and was still outgoing and positive. She and I played for hours and hours. The next couple of days were the best. It was so much fun at the farm. Anyway, but add in a new family member, and it was just the best. We spent all of our time together, and she showed me all of her new animals and her favorite horse. We had so much fun together, and she is such an inspiration to me. To think of everything that she went through to get here. Even though I was tired, I didn't want it to end. Pages. Okay. On the day we had to drive back home, I was so sad. I didn't want to have to say goodbye to Chloe. I was so sad. I gave her a big hug goodbye and told her I would see her again soon. On the drive home, I even cried. But then I realized she is in her new home, and we have to have our whole lives to see each other. It's almost been 2 years now that Chloe had joined our family. It has gone so fast. She has added so much to her family. She has added so much much happiness to everyone's life. I can't even imagine this family without her. She brings so much laughter, love, and happiness to the entire family. Okay. I wrote this book because Chloe's story is very important to me. I hope that anyone who reads it will understand what an amazing person she is. Even though she still has a few surgeries left, she has come so far and done so well with all the new exciting things in her life. I always pray for her and her family to have all the success she deserves to make it through those medical issues and continue to have the happiest life that she deserves. I'm looking forward to see her again real soon. Hi, this is Peyton Perkins, the author of this book, about my cousin, Chloe. This is a real story about an impeccable little girl. I had a blast making this book and would love to make another one. I love writing books and really hope that you love this story and that even though you don't know Chloe, her story touched your heart. I think that this story is great because it is such an amazing story about how the little girl found a family that loves her so much. Ta-da! The end.